Hey, I just spent a few weeks in the Air Force. That's something that's still mandatory for a Swiss male living in Switzerland. Apart from being in operations and learning interesting stuff, I also got to chat with quite a few soldiers I hadn't known before, because you're sitting in an operations room, you don't have access to your mobile phone, and so you have some time to chat with each other. One of the questions that he asked was, who has inspired me to A, become a minimalist, and B, to become an entrepreneur or now investor? And it's a question that I get from time to time. And as a first remark, I don't believe in aspiring to become someone else. I don't think there's any value in trying to become a copy of Bill Gates or a copy of Benjamin Franklin or whoever you might find inspiring. I think we all have our own journeys. We all have a very unique set of experience and learnings that we bring to the table. And it isn't realistic nor healthy to try and imitate someone else. However, I believe that smart men learn from their own mistakes, but wise men learn from others. And so it only helps us to read and listen to and learn as much as we can about other people's journeys and what they are willing to share in order to not have to make the same mistakes, the same learnings by ourselves. So when it comes to who has inspired me, first on the minimalist side, there's not that many people that I followed or read about before I decided to get rid of my stuff. My intention was not to become a minimalist. For me, it was merely a tool to just get rid of stuff that was dragging me down and be able to more flexibly spend time where I wanted and where I thought I could contribute the most value and learn the most. So I've never seen Marie Kondo's Netflix show, I've never read Greg McKean's Essentialism book, and I've also listened to very few podcast episodes of The Minimalists. Now those are, from what I've heard, great sources if you're planning to declutter your life. All I'm saying is, for me, that was never the inspiration. For me, it was just always a tool, just a clear path to becoming happier and being able to spend more time on the things that I value. On the other hand, becoming an entrepreneur, from a very young age, I had been inspired by people like Benjamin Franklin, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, all these legends that have created massive empires and have changed the way we live our lives. Apart from them, I really enjoy reading profiles on Silicon Valley entrepreneurs in general, be it a Jack Dorsey or Evan Williams or countless more. I've been just as inspired by reading about examples where things haven't gone according to plan, like Theranos, the book Bad Blood that covers the journey of Elizabeth Holmes and the company that has so famously failed. That's just as inspiring to understand what works and what doesn't work. So there's definitely been a lot of people that I've been inspired with, and in general I would say the inventors in this world, the people that are willing to take the extra step and go the extra mile, is who's always inspired me as a kid and as a young adult and even now. If I had to pick just one person that stood out, it would be Richard Feynman. Richard Feynman was a physicist that worked on the Manhattan Project, the project that eventually led to the development of the nuclear bomb. The reason that he was so inspiring to me and kind of forming when I first read the book when I was in my teenage years was not really what he had done, but how he had approached life. He had fought quite a few tragic events in his early life. His first wife died when she was still very young. And just the way of him never seeing anything as a problem, but rather as a challenge to overcome hard times and to grow and to learn from everything that life threw at him. And also dealing with that he felt he had some part in what the atom bomb had caused in the world. The way he approached all of this with a lightness and a light heart and to some degree a very positive thinking, that was something that truly inspired me and what still drives me every single day to see every challenge not as an obstacle but as an opportunity to learn. So there you go. I think in general there's not one person that I'm aspiring to be or that has inspired me, but I do like people that took big risks and in most cases succeeded, but also I find it even more interesting to look at the cases where that's not the case. And one person that really stands out is Richard Feynman, a physicist that unfortunately has died, I think about 10 years ago. But watch some of his videos on YouTube, read his book, Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman. I just really enjoyed reading that and seeing how he approached life. Now, I'd be curious to hear who has inspired you, if there's some guiding figure in your life, whether someone that you know personally or someone that you've read about or watched a video about. Please let me know in the comments. And with that, have a beautiful day, stay curious, and we'll chat soon. Hey, if you like this video and you would like to do me a huge favor, then please smash that like button and subscribe. That's great for the YouTube algorithm and more people will see it. It will also make sure you will get to see all the upcoming videos on essentialism and entrepreneurship. And if there's a question or topic you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments.